Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. I do news and reactions. Please consider taking a moment by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the bell notification. That way you will get notified when I upload a new video. And if you are not new, welcome back. I'm already cracking up. I found this gem this morning from David Pakman, who talked about Tucker Carlson getting attacked by a demon. Now, this is totally up my alley. I am a paranormal enthusiast. If all of you didn't know, my apartment in the Bronx was haunted. The whole building was haunted, to be honest. Everyone was having an experience in one form or another. Yes, I am one of those believers for sure. And I also interviewed Jem Barari, who has a very haunted establishment property where she lives at. So I am very much into the paranormal. So when I heard this story, I was hysterical laughing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you because this has got to be by far the funniest shit I've heard from these crazy people. If it's not, something about Jesus Christ, it's always some other bullshit.
How to react because it sounds like a joke, it sounds like a parody, it sounds like satire. Tucker Carlson again went up on stage, grabbed a microphone, calmly explained that while he was sleeping, a demon attacked him. I don't mean a metaphorical demon. I don't mean the idea of a demonic presence in American politics or some kind of... We are talking about physically attacked where he had claw marks and his ribs were bleeding, and he presents it as a true story. Now, I know some of you might say, David, hasn't he said this before? And yes, he has. We're going to get to that. Let's first listen to Tucker's very serious story.
And then I go to bed with my wife and 4 dogs who sleep in the bed. My wife said 4 children. My dogs are hunting dogs. All 5 of them wake up like that. Like we have no home invaders in my house. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. I check and I couldn't breathe at all. My throat was closed. It wasn't like I was apnea or was strong as I couldn't breathe. So I get up, I stand in the doorway of our bedroom, and I'm like, wow, I'm dying. I could feel myself starting to gray out. I started walking in the backyard, and then it slowly came back. Like my throat kind of opened up a little bit. I was like really weirded out. I walk back in, and my wife wakes up. She goes, what is going on? I said, I don't know, I can't breathe. I feel better now. And all of a sudden I had this horrible pain underneath my arms, like on the side of my chest, like bad. I thought I'd been like ripped with a knife or something. It just was very intense. So I go into the bathroom, I flip on the light, and I have claw marks on both sides.
Now, he said he was in bed with his 4 dogs. If I wake up with claw marks and there's 4 dogs in the bed, my first instinct is one of the dogs clawed me. That is not Tucker's instinct here.
On right and left side on my ribs, and they're bleeding. And they're literally claw marks, 4 on either side. I put my fingers in them, don't fit my fingers, and I sleep on them.
Was there anyone in the house that has claws? That's where, oh, wait a second. 4 dogs.
My side, so how could, and by the way, no one woke up. So I show my wife and she's like, oh my gosh. And then I have this like crazy intense desire to read the Bible. So I read the Bible and I pass out in like 2 minutes and I wake up and the next morning I thought, man, did I have a wild dream?
How convenient. First of all, was he watching like Ghost Adventures when Zach allegedly got scratched by a demon? Where are the pictures to prove it? Because, at least in Ghost Adventures, they turn off the IR light, the night vision, so that they can have regular light and be able to take pictures and have actual evidence of these claw marks, right? Did he take those pictures? But how convenient. You're sleeping with 4 dogs. If you think about perhaps that if he could have been having some type of a nightmare where the dogs could have clawed him. I mean, think about it. They have a large paw and it's like 4. You know what I mean? Some of these paws, the nails are sharp. They could have been scratching him maybe to wake him up if he was having like one of those paralyzing dreams where you feel like you can't breathe and you can't get up. What do they call that? Like night terrors or something like that. And maybe the dog was scratching him. Like I said, I'm all for the paranormal. Yes, I do watch Franco TV. I watch Chris from Urbix Hill or Sir Spooks, Slapped Ham, Nuke's Top 5. I'm there for it. And a lot of the times I'm sitting there saying, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. To understand the paranormal, you have to have some kind of logical sense. You can't say everything is a demon. You can't blame black magic. You can't blame a symbol of a pentagram. When you start doing shit like that and be like, and then I took out my handy Bible and I was asleep. Really? How convenient just to push the agenda of your stupid ass religion. That's what this is all about. This is why people use a lot of these paranormal tactics just to push this religious agenda. We see what you're doing, Tucker Carlson, and you sound like an ass. And let me tell you something. Now that you've said that, maybe somebody in New Orleans is watching that and will send a real demon to your stupid ass house. I don't play with demons because those things are very real and I'm not the one. By the way, for anyone thinking anything, I am very well protected. So don't come for me because it will go back to you and then some. And I've seen it.
Definitely was. And then I called one of my producers who's like, oh, yeah, well, that's pretty common. I was like, what? And I've had a couple of.
Why are people laughing? Like, what is. If someone said this to me and I present them with, well, you were in the bed with dogs, dogs have claws, and you believe that you were clawed. If they go, no, it was a demon, I'm starting to think of a psychiatric evaluation. But Megyn Kelly laughs and the crowd laughs. This is not normal, and it is not a joke. It's not satire. It's not a preacher speaking in metaphor. It's one of the most influential right-wing media figures in the country.
You know what it is? It's sheer stupidity. That's what it is. This is pushing a narrative. Just like I said before, there are people who are Christians, who are normal Christians, who totally buy into the whole Jesus Christ thing. And I get it and respect it. They're not knocking on my door. They're not bothering me. Like I said before, I have family members who wholeheartedly believe in Christianity. And that's all well and good for them. But when you think about it in this perspective, oh my God, I got scratched by a demon. What the fuck is a demon doing at your house? What is a demon doing in your house, Tucker Carlson?
Again, describing a supernatural assault as a real world event. Tucker has told this story before. It was on some kind of it's called a channel called Christianities. I'll remind you of the prior version of the story from some time ago.
The presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
And by the way, I should tell you I'm so sorry to interrupt already. The relevance here is, in this, you might think about it as, oh, Tucker's just cuckoo. But it's just like one story about demons, a demon attack. There is a connection they are trying to draw here to more broadly what is happening in the world, as they like to talk about it. And Tucker getting attacked by a demon is emblematic of and representative of what's happening in our world.
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism or just...
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left.
Is that right?
If you didn't know any better, you'd say this is like a joke of some kind.
Claw marks on my sides, on my...
So he left physical marks?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah.
Here is my whole thing. Like, how long has this been going on? Clearly, he's told the same story twice. So what is the... What is the agenda here? Let me just say this. While the story is very entertaining, and like I said, I love spooky stories. I love watching creepy things. I love watching the paranormal. But at the end of the day, there are things that we need to take seriously, and there are things that we just need to chalk up and say, that was a great story. Moving on. I don't know what Tucker's story is, why he keeps repeating the same story, other than it's just another part of the propaganda that a lot of these right wing, racist, so called Christian people, or they use Christianity as a form to put the fear of God into you, like I had mentioned before, and probably not in this video, in the Marjorie Taylor Greene video. They use this type of propaganda to put the fear of God in you so that they can control you. And this is just another part to that pie, a sick pie, if you ask me. I would just never understand how people fall for this type of propaganda. It's very frightening. It's very scary. It's very cultish. And I mean, when I did my video on the history of cult and looking at Jim Jones, was the reason why I started Pathetically Unfiltered. Somebody had commented that I was being pathetic. And I'm like, okay, now we're going to make it into a show. But I will tell you this much: people need to wake up. No, this is not a woke agenda by far. This is start using your critical thinking skills, start using the laws of probability, because there are people who are hurting. They voted for madness. There are people who recognize what they voted for because they are racist and hateful. But then you have people who are sheep. They didn't know any better. They didn't think any better. They thought America first. I mean, isn't that the way Marjorie Taylor Greene was thinking? Who knows what was going on through her head? All I know is that people better start using their critical thinking skills and start thinking about their future and the future of this country. Don't worry about anything else. Worry about how we are going to get through this, because it is very clear that the president of the United States does not care about you. He does not care about the American people. He only cares about himself and how much money he can make. Now he's thinking about putting marble in the Kennedy Center after he illegally put his name up there next to John F. Kennedy. What else is he going to spend taxpayer dollar on? Our money. Because it ain't going in my pocket, and it certainly ain't going to yours. Maybe Tucker's demon has answers. And with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is, if your comment makes it there. And as always, remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.